Paraguay produces 10% of the world's marijuana.
Paraguay es el principal productor de marihuana de Sudamérica.
It's also the main source of marijuana for Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and Uruguay. Uruguay is the only country in South America that allows legal recreational marijuana. In every other country in South America, it's still illegal.
The almost total lack of control of airspace and the high rates of corruption.
Marijuana trafficking in Paraguay can draw gang violence into the country.
Parents tell their children to take up drug trafficking instead of studying because they can make so much money.
And also has led to high amounts of corruption and bribes in the police force. Hey guys, welcome to Paraguay. I was actually surprised to find out that Paraguay is one of the largest producers of marijuana in the world, but as I learned that, I was thinking this would be a really interesting place to interview a variety of people about this topic. The marijuana is usually grown for export to other countries. It's been reported that Paraguay only consumes 5% of its own marijuana production, but the reality of that statistic is that it's really hard to track that data because recreational marijuana is largely illegal in Paraguay. So I'm just trying to get a variety of perspectives. So I'm interviewing police officials, government officials, and some consumers, and one guy who's a producer of CBD oil. So that's what this episode is going to be about. So follow along the journey. It's not going to be comprehensive, but let's get started. So now we're going to Felipe's house, and he actually produces his own CBD oil extracts from marijuana plants. So we're going to talk to him about how he does that.
Esta es la producción paraguaya. La cannabis sativa. Eu tenho um grupo de irmãos, né, que tem uma clínica naturalista e, cara, vai gente com todo tipo de enfermidade, mano, e epilepsia, e começa a consumir o azeite, mano, e não precisa mais do remédio. Então, é isso, né, mano, eles fazem, creio que essa proibição mais é para fazer o monopólio do mercado, né? Y hay una diferencia, ¿verdad? Viste que la sativa es una planta que es plantada para consumo de fumo mismo. Entonces ella tiene una buena cantidad de THC, más elevada de lo que es realmente una cannabis para medicina. Yo quiero ser realmente para medicina. Mi preferencia sería el cáñamo. Porque es para uso realmente medicinal, no para dar el efecto psicoactivo. Entonces esa es la diferencia, hay diferencia entre los dos.
So he'd rather use hemp, but there's not a lot of hemp produced. Here, is that the main reason?
Eso no se consigue por acá, el cáñamo, pero acá mismo es solamente la sativa. Porque todavía la plantación no está enfocada a productos medicinales, realmente está enfocado a otro mercado, ¿verdad? Digamos al mercado del narcotráfico.
Has there been any negative community pushback even just because of this?
No, porque poca gente sabe. En primer lugar, porque es prohibido, ¿verdad? No puedes trabajar con eso libremente, no puedes plantar en el fondo de tu casa y producir vos. Vas a tener que depender del tráfico. Desconozco el movimiento como es allá, en Pedro Juan Caballero, o Amambay, sí, en las cordilleras, ¿verdad? Hay campesinos también que plantan acá cerca, a los alrededores, ¿verdad? Lo que viene de los productores de acá es otro precio, ¿verdad? No es como el que viene de allá. O sea que es la misma planta en sí, no viene por controles policiales en donde hay más riesgo, ¿verdad? Hasta llegar al consumidor final.
So the vast majority of marijuana is grown in the Amambay region. If you look at Google Maps, it's really easy to find, and look specifically in the interior of forests because it's usually planted in private and public forest reserves. Pedro Juan Caballero in particular is a city that's on the Brazilian and Paraguayan border, and it's well known for drug trafficking. Interestingly enough, it also has the highest homicide rate out of any city in Paraguay. So I've personally never been to the Amambay region where Pedro Juan Caballero is, but I have a local contact who has been a big part of community development in that area. So this interview will be strictly anonymous because of the danger and because of the threats connected to this trade, especially in that region. So just keep that in mind.
When I first arrived, there was a large parts of jungle still existing there. High canopy still existed. There were large trees. Where those things stood are now ranch lands. The jungle's been stripped off. They cannot produce with normal crops the kind of income they can generate from things like marijuana. Also, what people don't understand as well as you look at this kind of trafficking, it's not isolated. Not only with the drugs comes human trafficking, and human trafficking in relationship to prostitution, organ harvesting. All this kind of stuff comes with this industry because there's no regulation, no control. The impact on community, specifically for me, because of my contact with indigenous people, is they're already in crisis. Maybe a young man who's already worked in the fields will come in and begin to give out free drugs to the smaller kids starting at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, get them addicted to it, and then say, come work with me, and they'll go out to the fields and work. And there, they don't even have to pay them money. And those who try to, come in and help them, are few and far between, because people are fearful to move up into the environment on the frontier because of the violence. Now Pedro Juan is a hub of finances.
How are the people who maybe work on the plantations? How are they currently being treated on those places?
Como mano de obra barata y disponible. Y muchas veces ellos se van con una promesa alta y reciben un poquitito, ¿verdad? Muchas veces no reciben las promesas, pero por lo menos cuando están ahí tienen alimentos y tienen esperanza de ganar algo. Entonces no hay campo laboral para ellos. Por eso que nosotros como organización social también tratamos de paliar en alguna medida, ¿verdad? Pero es muy poca cosa lo que estamos haciendo hasta el momento.
If it were legalized, what aspects do you think would change?
Dependiendo de la reglamentación que los parlamentarios pongan, ¿verdad? Pero las organizaciones criminales sabemos que no están acá, están en otras latitudes, ¿verdad? Entonces, pero ese lugar de donde van a ser, ¿verdad?, exportados y van a ser consumidos ilícitamente, esas organizaciones siempre van a estar ahí. Va a continuar siendo un crimen, ¿verdad?
So now I'm headed to a conference in Santa Rita to talk with the Paraguayan senator Fidel Zavala, who was kidnapped by the EPP, also called the Paraguayan People's Army, which is a communist guerrilla movement, and he was held captive for 94 days, and this ended up being one of the main reasons he started getting involved in politics.
Yo creo que el mayor desafío que tiene Paraguay hoy en materia de seguridad, ¿verdad?, pasa por el tema de las drogas. Si bien Paraguay es productor de marihuana, ¿verdad?, es tránsito de cocaína y ya tenemos laboratorios de cocaína, ¿verdad?, en Paraguay, y esto tenemos que entender, por eso digo que tenemos que entender un poco en el contexto regional, ¿verdad? El país consta solamente con 2 helicópteros, ¿verdad? Y estamos hablando de la Fuerza Armada que tiene que estar dando asistencia en materia de salud cuando tenemos creciente, y también para el combate a la droga, entonces los recursos son muy limitados, ¿verdad? En cuanto a corrupción en el cuerpo legislativo, existe, no podemos negar que no exista, ¿verdad? No atado al tema de las drogas, por lo menos, vamos a decir, en el legislativo, ¿por qué en Paraguay la gente va plantando marihuana? Y bueno, yo creo que Paraguay va plantando marihuana o la gente viene, el pequeño productor viene plantando marihuana porque efectivamente nosotros no tenemos instituciones, ¿verdad?, fuertes, ¿verdad?, que efectivamente lleven adelante políticas de Estado integrales, ¿verdad?, en el sentido de decir, bueno, acceso a créditos, acceso al mercado, ¿verdad?, una política de precios mínimos, una política de seguro agrícola. Esa, vamos a decir, falta de esperanza, ¿verdad?, de ingresos económicos, ellos van plantando, ¿verdad? Y por otro lado tenemos que entender de que si el mundo estuviese liberado, ¿verdad?, y efectivamente vos tuviese que estar inserto en un mundo liberado, Paraguay podía pensar en liberar, ¿verdad? Pero mismo liberando, ¿verdad?, en todos los otros países siendo ilícito, yo creo que quedaríamos como una isla, no sería la solución. Vamos a hacer una isla.
Okay, so now we're going to Felipe's house, a different Felipe's house. He's actually a marijuana consumer and a tattoo artist. And he's also from a rural area in Paraguay, so there's actually not a high percentage of marijuana consumers in that region. Oh, apparently I am getting my first tattoo. This is not what I was expecting to happen on this trip. Do you have any sense of control where you buy your weed from, or do you know where the source is coming from and how people are treated behind the scenes?
No, no hay cómo saber. Por más que te digan, no hay cómo saber si realmente es de ahí que vino. Y supiera que viene de gente que hace que otras personas sufran, obviamente me iba a tomar una alternativa. Pero la mayoría de los consumidores no tienen idea de dónde viene. Y por más que te digan que viene de Amambay, no te dicen, viene de Amambay en medio del monte de una reserva indígena donde la gente es amenazada a muerte.
Does that bother you? Does that bother someone who's consuming, that it's potentially, if you don't know where the weed is coming from, that it's a part of that system?
Y es un tema en que nosotros desconocemos, así como yo y cualquier consumidor de esta parte, en lo cual no se tocan esos asuntos.
No, y por eso se debería crear conciencia y ver si ese sería un método posible o no.
No, imposible. Imposible. Claro, es en contra. Vos plantás 10, 15, 20 plantas y estás haciendo mal. Porque te van a decir que no necesitas más de una planta para tu consumo. La legalización tampoco resolverá de todo, pero facilitará, ya reducirá los consumidores que tendrán que comprar de esa región. Tipo, por más que siga la violencia, por más que siga todo, es una de las formas viables de que... Así que... No hay lo que el consumidor pueda hacer, sino esperar que se legalice.
One of the problems is when you look at marijuana in a holistic sense with health, how many consumers are only using marijuana? Because if they're using other substances, or if they're smoking tobacco cigarettes, for example, the holistic health approach is basically nullified and really doesn't apply. And it's just BS if someone is using marijuana to say, well, I'm smoking something that's healthier, but they're also smoking tobacco cigarettes.
Y ahí ya depende lo que cada uno busca. Yo dejé de fumar ya tabaco fumando porro, pero volví a fumar tabaco otra vez. Si usas de forma recreativa, obviamente buscarás otras cosas para también usar de forma recreativa. Ponerle que 50 personas que conozco, 2 fuman solo porro, pero otra vez adentro de eso ya probaron otras cosas. Pero es muy poco la gente que solo fuma porro, hasta porque si vas a querer consumirle de forma medicinal o fumar solo porro porque es más sano, entonces no le vas a fumar, para empezar. Le vas a consumir de otras formas.
So, is this my blood? Okay, I was gonna say, like, there's no way.
This is your blood.
Okay, I was like, this is how much blood.
This is your blood.
Oh, sweet. This is my blood. Oh, it's in the shape. My blood is in the shape of the tattoo.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
En síntesis, prefiero vivir 50 años bien vividos que 80 mal vividos.
So after talking with Felipe, a couple things that I would like to bring up. So this was the second time in my conversations hearing people tell me, well, we don't really know the source material, so how can we know whether it's connected to violence or not? It's almost impossible to know, which for me is a little concerning. The only ways you can really get around this problem are to grow it in your own house, risk getting caught, stop buying in general, or just to wait until it's legalized and then hope that something is going to change after that happens. Also, one thing that Felipe said, it made me ask some more questions about this, but I came into this conversation generally thinking that smoking marijuana is healthier than tobacco cigarette smoking. But Felipe did mention that if you're looking to consume marijuana for health reasons, you're probably not going to smoke it. And if it was for medicinal reasons, you probably would consume it differently. So marijuana can contain a similar range of harmful chemicals that you would see in tobacco cigarette smoking, including bronchial irritants, tumor promoters, and carcinogens. As inhaled smoke does come into contact with your airways and with your lungs before going into your bloodstream, it's possible that smoking marijuana can have a negative effect on your respiratory system. The point is, if medicine and health is what you're after, you might want to be cautious about smoking any kind of substance. Anyways, just some thoughts to chew on. I hope this communicates how complex this industry is and that there aren't necessarily simple solutions to some of these problems. Thank you for coming on this adventure. Hope to see you on another one soon. Ciao.